father has frightened you. That's okay. It won't happen again. I'm prepared to wait forever if need be. In the meantime, I hope you'll accept this small gift as a little memento of our 2 glorious weeks together.
Steve, this is really beautiful.
1/3 carat diamond with 1/10 the sparkle of your lovely eyes.
I remember back in 08, nigga, when the feds came and raided niggas' spine. Fucking residue, bitch, flush the dope. Damn, nigga, the past.
Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about why simps are the problems. And when we talk about simps, we're talking about simp men. Now, we're going to go a little bit into detail about these simp men. I'm going to pull up the definition of a simp man. And it's a man that pretty much puts himself in a submissive position under a woman's hopes of winning her over without the female bringing anything to the table. So everything that a simp does is to work inside of a woman's favor, hoping that he gets closer to her so he can win her over. He's mainly trying to sleep with her. So he's been the extra good guy, the extra guy that does everything perfect that all the other guys are doing wrong. That's a simp. You know, when it comes to a simp, he's gonna put a lot of value onto her for no apparent reason whatsoever. He's gonna be the only one in the world that caters to her, you know? See, they put themselves in a position to get used. That's what a simp does. You know, he'll give excessive compliments. He'll even spend money on her. But one thing that a simp will always do when it comes to a woman, he's gonna sympathize with her. She's never gonna do anything wrong in his eyes. He'll never look at her for face value and tell her the truth. That's one thing that he won't do, is tell her the truth, because he's scared to tell her the truth. So what he does is he empathizes with her, and so he can get on her side. And where this stimulates from is most simp men grew up without a father in the house. So he's used to his mom being his best friend. He's used to his sisters and aunts being his best friend. So he learns to cater to them, to emphasize with them, because that's what he had to do being around them so much, that spirit translate into his dating career. And he think it works the same. Your mom, your sister, and your relatives are totally different than a woman that you're gonna date. That's what the simp don't understand, all right? Now, when it comes to a simp can recognize that a woman is a whore and that sleeps around with a lot of guys. But a simp won't hold her accountable for that. He'll hold all the men that slept with her accountable for that. He'll look at those guys as like, oh, they took advantage of a weak woman because she had a lost soul. And he'll find a way to feel sorry for her without holding her accountable for being so promiscuous. You know, he wouldn't do that. And a lot of times, simp men normally gravitate towards the worst women. He takes the worst women and put them on a pedestal. And what everyone else sees in her that destroys her and how she destroys herself, the simp doesn't. The simp empathizes with her. He looks deep down through all her BS, right? He'll see all the things, but he's delusional to how dangerous these women are. He'll go all the way down and find one good thing about her, and he'll pull that to give him a reason to ignore all her damage, and then it puts her on a pedestal. That's what a simp does. It keeps her up at that spot that she want to be. He's the one that's gonna keep her with the ego. That's what's happening, because he's doing all this with intentions of sleeping with her. The only thing is, she knows this. He doesn't. You know, in relationships, you know you're a simp if you were the one that was always being cheated on. Simps get cheated on left and right, man. But they can never leave the woman. They can never leave the woman at all. Can never leave her. They get cheated on, and they always find a reason to take them back. Always find a reason to stick with her. She can always win him back over. I just watched a World Star video the other day, and the guy went to the hotel and caught his wife or girlfriend cheating on him with another guy. And then she has both of them in the hallway, and he's like, oh my God, I can't believe you did this to me. I got my name tatted, I got your name tattooed on me. She looked at him and said, well, that's your fault. I didn't tell you to tattoo my name on you. Okay, that's a simp. And then she told him, you're not going anywhere and he's not going anywhere. So both of y'all come in here so we can talk. That's simp shit. The guy that she's cheating on is a simp, and the guy she's cheating with is a simp. See, these are the type of guys that are really hurting dating. They're the ones that have ruined dating alone. Because what these guys are doing is they're giving women a reasoning to continue to devalue themselves, because no matter what that woman does, she is always put on a pedestal in his eyes. So everybody else may be bringing her down to a 3 because of everything that she's doing with herself, the way she thinks, the way she moves, the way she acts. But he'll come back and put her back up on that pedestal. You know, a lot of these guys would be looking at Instagram and they'll be like, man, I ain't messing with none of these girls. Like, any logical alpha male is gonna look at an Instagram model and be like, all right, this is an after 12 o'clock chick. These are the type of chicks that you just mess with whenever they're groupie throwing it at you, and you deal with them after 12 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? These aren't the type of girls that you really want to floss, because they can see through the makeup. They can see through the fake shots, the fake titties. They can see through what she's saying. She's not a real woman. So to a real man, they kind of like don't even put those type of women on a pedestal. But the simp does. See, the simp is the one that when she says, she'll say stuff like this, like, I gotta go get me a job. And the simp will be like, why? Because I gotta go pay my cell phone bill. Do you realize the simp would pay her cell phone bill with the intentions of her only talking to him? Like, that's what a simp's thinking. A simp's gonna pay that bill. And the woman knows that there are so many simps out there to forfeit that bill, that if he don't do it, she'll go tell that same story to somebody else. But he's gonna know that she can do this to any man that she wants. So he's gonna be the first to up and pay the bill, so it keeps all the attention on him, because he's blinded by this character that she's built with the makeup, with the sexuality she threw on him. He's blinded by all that. Now, the reason why it's ruining dating, and the reason why it's about to ruin the world, because it keeps the woman delusion. These are the type of guys that manage to really throw dating off. You know, like, your rappers are the first ones to do it, and then all the successful men after them follow. This is how it works, and this is how we got to where we're at now. See, rappers made it easy to brag about tricking on a woman. They made it easy to say, I'll buy this, I'll buy you this, I'll buy this. Oh, I bought her a Chanel purse. Oh, I bought her this, I bought her that. They set the trend because they had the money to do it. So what happens is women seek desirements for these things. They seek desirements to have these things that they may see a celebrity male brag about buying for his wife, and then they want it. Or brag about buying to one of his girls that he didn't care about. But in reality, your average guy cannot afford to do that. But the simps that have good jobs, they may not can do what the rapper do, but they can kinda do it. But they don't have any game. They don't have a look, they don't have a charm, they don't have a swag, they don't have anything that attracts women. So they have to use their money. And they start off as a simp, but then they use the money to enhance it. So a lot of these guys, believe it or not, simps that are getting played by women or getting taken for their money or even getting divorced and a woman's taking half, they knew that going into it. Because that's what simps do. Simps are willing to give a woman whatever she wants in order to get her. Women know that a simp is going to do this. So while the alpha males are sitting back like, no, man, we can't date that type of girl. See, that's what alpha males used to be like, oh, we ain't dating with her, man. We'll let her go be with a simp. You know what I mean? I'm going to slide over here and go get me a good girl. You know what I'm saying? That used to be the old way of dating. Well, the alpha males recognize what it is, and they're like, oh, all right, she gonna end up with some sucker dude, whatever. Or she gonna end up a prostitute, whatever, ain't mess with her. And then we'll slide out and we go get the good girls. The problem is, we have more of this delusion than we have good girls now. So now the alpha males can't quite slide away from those type of women and go get the good ones, because the good ones are still a needle in the haystack when they used to be the majority. And the gold digger and the girl that's programmed to be masculine and use a man and abuse a man now, which is what, not all, but I'm gonna say 70% of women are doing this now, and they're not doing it intentionally. The reason why they're doing it is because of simp men. Simp men is allowing the woman to do this because he's volunteering his money, his time, and his energy to putting her on that pedestal with intentions of her being with him. Whether he gets her or not, his entire plan is for her to be with him. Her entire plan is to get the most out of him that she can get, because he put himself up on the block to get used. So just as much as what she's doing is wrong, that he's wrong for putting himself out there. Now, if you go in the Bible, Proverbs 31st, verse 3, it says, do not give a woman energy or power or how to destroy the kingdom. In other words, a lot of you guys out there, let me stop and say a lot of you guys. A lot of you simps out there, you've messed the game up. Because what you've done is you're giving women energy and you're teaching them how to destroy you. You're teaching them how to do it. You're giving them game. You're putting them in pedestals, and then you're putting them around other women that are conniving. That's where the problem's at with guys that are dealing with money. All you basketball stars and stuff, where you're missing out at is that you're getting a gold digger that learns how to be a better gold digger because you're surrounding her by other gold diggers because you want to be part of the crowd. You setting yourself up. You became a simp. And a lot of you players, football players, athletes, you're simps. You are one of the reasons why everything is done on a big scale, because you made it look like it's the easiest thing to do. So now you have women that have jobs and they still have the availability to go get them a simp. See, that's what women are doing. They're spending all their money going broke, right? To drive the nice cars, to live in a certain place so it looks like they're doing it. And to wear a nice purse and have a nice weave. See, what they're doing is they're going broke to look like they're doing something, so they can get a guy that's actually doing it. And the problem is, you simps are falling for that bait every time because you're so desperate. Most of the guys out here that are rich and got money and doing it on an entire big scale are simps. They're the type of guys that are volunteering doing this. Women see this as easy targets nowadays, and that's what they're aiming for. It's kind of like, oh, I can easily get him. He's too easy. But these guys, the amount of number of simps have grown to a high level. So you got a lot more men out there that are volunteering to do this stuff. So women are actually catering towards these guys to use them. But the guy is so blinded because he's a simp, he doesn't see anything fault in her, and it catches him every time. They're the ones that's ruining dating. They're the ones that's ruining the game. And then when they get married, right, the woman can never do anything wrong. He agrees with every single thing that she does or say. And we're not even talking about an athlete. We're talking about a regular Joe simp. We're talking about a 9-to-5 simp. A 9-to-5 simp is going to agree with his wife on every single thing that she says. If it's something that he likes, and then she says, oh man, I don't think that, you know what he's gonna do? He's gonna change his mind like, you know what? You're kind of right. I see that. Yeah, I ain't like that in the first place. I don't even know why I like that. He'll change his mind. That's how quick his wife, his girlfriend, or even the girl that he wants to date, that's how quickly she can change a simp's mind. That's how quickly he relinquishes all his power to her. And she takes it, bobbles it up, and makes it her own. The only problem is when she has so many simps to choose from that she gets caught in her own delusion that the world belongs to her. See, that's what women are doing now. They're getting themselves a couple of simps, and then when they get tired of the simps, they're spitting them out, and then they're running around trying to find another simp to use. And then by the time they get to another simp, he may be used up already. Women are jumping from simp to simp to simp to get everything out of them. But you want to know what they're mainly doing when they get in relationships? They're cheating on these simps with alpha males. See, they don't even want a relationship with an alpha male nowadays. They don't need a relationship with an alpha male nowadays. All the alpha males are not falling for that. You know what they want from alpha males? One night stands. They just want you to blow their back out, have sex with rough sex, and give them, drain them. They need that weekly drained out of their body so they can go home and think about using their simp guy all over again to get the most out of him. That's what women are doing. They're marrying the simps to give them whatever they want, but they're going to the alpha males to get their back blown out. This is what's happening with women. You can't be a simp, right, trying to date a woman who has a simp. She's gonna do the same thing to you as she did to the simp prior that she has now. Both of y'all are gonna be simps, just like the guy in the World Star video. When he got there and she was with that guy, he didn't get mad at her. And the guy, her boyfriend that showed up and caught her cheating, he didn't get mad at her. She told both of them come in the hotel room so we could talk about it. That's simp shit. And nowadays, women have more options to that than they do real men. So if you mix that in with the masculinity part, with the delusional part, with all these other things that are going wrong, this is what's ruining dating. And this is why the simp is the biggest problem. Because as long as there's a massive amount of simps, there's no reason for a woman to wake up at all. And I don't blame you. You can get away with it, get away with it. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. Simp men. This is Vegan Spade. Stop eating meat, watch your brain change. This is